The Indiana General Assembly decided in 1865 to take advantage of the Morrill Land Grant Colleges Act of 1862 and started making preparations to create a university with a concentration on engineering and agriculture. Communities from all throughout the state submitted bids for the location of the new college with facilities and financing. Popular ideas included Indiana State University, which is now Butler University, adding an agriculture department. By 1869, Tippecanoe County had made an offer that comprised 100 acres of land from locals, $50,000 from the county, and $150,000, equivalent to $3.1 million in 2021, from Lafayette businessman and philanthropist John Purdue. The Tippecanoe County institution was given the name Purdue University by the General Assembly on May 6, 1869, in honor of the main donor. On September 16, 1874, 6 professors and 39 pupils started classes at Purdue. The first faculty member at Purdue, Professor John S. Howam, served as interim president between the terms of Presidents Shortridge and White. By the end of 1874, a campus with 5 buildings was finished. The State Librarian of Indiana, Sarah A. Orrin, was appointed a professor of botany in 1875. In 1875, Purdue awarded its first diploma, a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. That fall, the first female student was accepted. The university's president from 1876 until 1883, Emerson E. White, adhered to a rigorous interpretation of the Morrill Act. White thought Purdue should be an industrial college and focus its resources on offering a broad, liberal education with a focus on science, technology, and agriculture rather than trying to replicate the traditional colleges. In addition to preparing pupils for industrial employment, he also wanted to teach them to be responsible members of society and families. White's contentious attempt to outlaw fraternities as part of his strategy to set Purdue apart from traditional colleges was ultimately overruled by the Indiana Supreme Court, which prompted White to quit. James H. Smart, the following president, is renowned for urging the "one brick taller" reconstruction of the original Haviland Hall in 1894. The university had schools of agriculture, engineering, mechanical, civil, and electrical, and pharmacy. By the end of the 19th century, former American President Benjamin Harrison was on the board of directors. A locomotive and a coreless steam engine, one of the most effective engines at the time, were both tested in Purdue's engineering laboratories. Through its cooperative extension services, the School of Agriculture disseminated its research to farmers across the state. Over the ensuing 20 years, the school would experience a period of expansion. A short-lived School of Medicine was quickly followed by programs in education and home economics. Purdue had the largest undergraduate engineering enrollment in the nation by 1925, and it would maintain that position for the next 50 years. Between the 2 world wars, President Edward C. Elliott directed a campus construction initiative. David E. Ross, an inventor, trustee, and donor of land to the university, played a key role in the formation of the Purdue Research Foundation and organized a number of fundraising events. Ross provided funding for several initiatives, including Ross-Ade Stadium, the Memorial Union, a camp for surveying civil engineering, and the Purdue University Airport. The first airport in the nation to be owned by a university was Purdue Airport, which was also the location of the first flight training programs offered for college credit. Amelia Earhart joined the Purdue faculty in 1935 to serve as an advisor on women's careers and as a consultant for these flight courses. The Purdue Research Foundation paid for the Lockheed Electra 10E that Amelia Earhart used for her ill-fated round-the-world journey in 1937. During World War II, every school and department at the university took part in some form of military training or research. Purdue physicists built the first transistor after learning about the characteristics of germanium while working on a project involving radar sensors. At Purdue, the Army and the Navy ran training programs, and more than 17,500 students, employees, and graduates joined the military. For the purpose of preparing qualified personnel for the military sectors, Purdue established around 100 centers across Indiana. First-year classes were conducted at several of these locations as veterans returned to the university under the GI Bill to lessen the demand for campus space. 4 of these locations are now regional campuses of the Purdue University system that award degrees. Housing on campus started to become racially pushed to increase the university's academic opportunities after the war. A 10-year construction program placed a strong emphasis on science and research. The institution created the nation's first computer science department as well as programs in veterinary medicine, industrial management, and nursing in the late 1950s and early 1960s. 38. Although graduate-level study in these fields was only reluctantly permitted by HAVDI, undergraduate humanities courses were strengthened. In 1960, Purdue conferred its first bachelor's degrees in the arts. The School of Sciences' prior administration of the liberal arts and education programs soon separated into an independent school. During the celebration of the university's 100th anniversary in 1969, the Purdue Seal was introduced into use. The current seal features a griffin, which stands for strength, and a 3-part shield, which stands for education, research, and service. It incorporates components from emblems that had been used informally since the 1890s. Leaders at Purdue have supported high-tech research and international initiatives in recent years. Ronald Reagan, the President of the United States, spoke on the West Lafayette campus in 1987 about the impact of technical development on job creation. The institution increased its study abroad chances and broadened its selection of international languages and cultures courses in the 1990s. The Discovery Park Interdisciplinary Research Center's initial structures were dedicated in 2004. In order to investigate the possible influence of technological knowledge on public policy choices, Purdue established the Global Policy Research Institute in 2010.